short tutorial about how to access and enter and use the METEORA Cloud working with Wolfram Mathematica. So this is your learning environment, and there are very few steps. You don't have to install anything, very few steps just to look at and to mention. It's not working on Safari properly. It's working very good on Chrome. It's working on Firefox on Macintosh. I'm using it on OS X, not on PC, but on PC it's working more robust than on Mac. So there should be no problems. So my presentation here is on Firefox. So you look for Hoverstadt EPHZ. Then you'll get here our web page. That's it. Go for teaching, and then you have the access point for your classes. So, for example, here METEORA Cloud for Programming 1. So then, if you are new, you have to create an account. Just give your identity and the password. It's free and straightforward, and then you will find this kind of page. So this is an editor, and you can navigate and write in it. Might be there has some format, or you have here the cloud files. So there's always here some inspectors. You have the files. You have quick links, so it's how to start, getting started. Here, for example, how to write the notebooks. There's a short intro for the language itself, if you're interested. All these are notebooks. There's a documentation, a full-scale documentation of what is available. So it's immense. So, and close that, close that. So this is, for example, for editing, or this is your file system. Let's delete that. It's on the test. So what you can do with your file system, it's a persistent file system in the cloud, and you have some storage there, and you have some computing power there for free. You can get a new file. Give it a name to make it persistent. We say my first notebook, and save it. Then it comes up here, and whatever you write here, it's there, it's saved there. So here is this small button. This says what you can do. I want to have, for example, a plain text. My first line of text. So then you can have another line. And these are always so-called cells. So, for example, we go for here. My second line of text. So. Or you can go here and say, I want to have another style of text, for example, a section. My first header. So a section is of a higher hierarchy, and therefore this stuff is organized like this. So these are hierarchies. If you double click here, it's closing. If you double click here, it's opening. So if you double click here, it's if you double click here, it's closing towards the line you highlight by that. So, and as you can imagine, with all these other styles, these are the hierarchies. So there is a special, so for example, you can copy and paste, copy and keep the hierarchy. And this is my second header. Better. Now go. We have this. We have the language here, and then you simply can do 3 plus 1, and then there is mathematics in it, and there's also graphics in it. For example, you can say graphics 3D, and there are thousands of. We say, for example, red, cubed, and this renders a 3D cubed, makes it interactive to rotate on a web page. So you can publish your web page and send it to your friends. This is what I did with the METEORA pages. So if we this is tricky here. Okay, maybe it's faster. So if you want to see what you can do, look at here, get started. There's little using the notebooks, Wolfram language, online book classes, and so on. The language intro has said how to do these things. How to first look at lists. Go here, make copy, go back, copy paste, and it should work like here. Yeah. Okay. Up, not too complicated. So if you want to change the format, go here and very clear. So make another font, make another color, not too complicated to understand. So just that you got it. You can import, copy and paste images. This is a little complicated because the load bandwidth is always it's not so simple to do. Be careful with this load. Good. Now let's go for our class. What we did in METEORA, just these kind of pages published. To start the software of METEORA, you always have to push this button first. So if the rest of the interaction is inactive, push this button on each top level of each page. So it will run permanently in your whole session. If you leave your computer for half an hour, it gets out of your session, then you have to re-instantiate the session, and you have to push this button again if things are dead. So it's no problem at all. So you have to take care, for example, here, if we go for the cloud files, it's updated. Here it's not up, so that's another web page, it's not updated. So if you want to get an actual version of that, you'll have to navigate again, and then let's get an update, not to be get confused. So if you have pushed that button and started the METEORA software, then these buttons here are activated. That's the first thing. The first here is, this is the black buttons are always external links. Here, for example, it goes to Xenoteca and shows you the poster of this class in PAS postcode. This here is an internal link. Or this is, for example, the Zoom link to our class, so that you are online. You don't have to mention everything, for example. This here is a link to this page. You see this is page 00, and this is this page. So, for example, if you want to keep that, just copy, go to your notes here, and paste it. And then this with Zoom is working, and you can go to the page. So it's always coming with these things. So page. Good. We have this. I think you got the idea. Now let's go a little further with METEORA environment. This is the library. So we are working on a chunk of 1,000 books and 1,000 movies. There will be a lot of AI functionality included. They can work on that. We are doing that in our studio and our classes. And we are putting a lot of lectures on with different universities into the system. So therefore, currently it's very few stuff. So this is, for example, AI, but it's complicated to do that in cloud. But now the books of Alberti are there. Alberti on painting. So these are the pages. And then we have to push here in the upper half. There's a bug, and then we go to a certain page of Alberti. You can see it's all the same stuff. And if you want, for example, are interested in this will be fixed. Interested in a certain paragraph, just copy it and give it to your notebook. And this will give you the source of you go to Alberti. So you can keep whatever you like, do that, and make your comment. And for example, go with a format and make the background like yellow, whatever, yeah. But you are still in the cloud. So go back to your notebook. It's never gone. Always persistent. So, or we had it in our library. There's, for example, a primer to the digital architectonics I'm currently working on. So here, in this class, it looks like that. Over here for a certain chapter we're working on. Then you see, wow, so these images are not published yet. You see the sketches, you have the original source of the sketches, you have a transcript, you have translation to other languages, my drawings. And for example, here this is code for a perspective drawing. And if you want, for example, have this here, simply say copy and put that to your notebook, like we did it with the documentation. And you have this code and paste it, and then you have a piece of software of the perspective protection, mimicking the techniques of the Renaissance in a few lines of code. I think that's it what you need to learn to understand as a first step. Thanks for watching and welcome to the cloud.